Alright then, folks, it's time to get on my little diplomacy hat and become, I guess, the UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer for about the next the next 8 minutes or so. Although that being said, maybe I shouldn't be Sir Keir Starmer, all things considered, because he's not exactly the most popular Prime Minister at the moment, given the fact that he's taken away some winter fuel payments and he's also fleeced a lot of farmers at the moment when it comes to, I think it's inheritance tax in this country. But that being said, there's a lot of good stuff he's doing, such as increasing working bits and pieces, or more to the point, increasing wages for working people, and also in decreasing the NHS work. Well, we can go on all night and all day about politics, but I try and keep that out when it comes to my Eurovision YouTube channel. Although, that being said, given my mate Damo, he would, put it this way, he would make things politically correct in more ways than one. And I don't blame him. You know, there's a lot of good reasons as to why you should make things politically correct, but at the same time, you need to be diplomatic with a lot of things. But diplomacy ain't Damo's strong point. I love him with all my heart, but it really isn't. It would even make things PC beyond belief, which is, you know, kind of has good moments, but can also be a bit, yeah, not exactly ideal. But yeah, I'm going to wear my diplomacy hat for a bit. Just imagine there's one in front of me. When we talk about a particular country that, let's just face it, is participating in the Eurovision Song Contest this year, as it did last year. Not that a lot of people tend to agree that they should have participated last year, but then again, you could say the same for Russia in 2014 and 2015, but they still did it anyway. And then lo and behold, we gave them their, well, more to the point, they gained our respect the years after that. Not that they do anymore for obvious reasons. Of course, Slava Ukrainian, all the rest of it. But we need to talk about Israel. Desperately, definitely talk about Israel in the Eurovision Song Contest this year because, I mean, look, for one thing, Israel are more than happy to enter the Eurovision Song Contest, and given the different circumstances between what has happened to them compared to the situation in Ukraine, it is different. The main difference being Ukraine were... I don't know what else to say about the whole Donald Trump scenario. You know, my anger for Donald Trump right now is beyond reprehension, to say the least. It is beyond boiling over with my anger towards him at the moment, given what happened on Saturday. But regardless of that, the situation between Ukraine and the Gaza Strip with Israel and Palestine, it is completely different because Israel were attacked first. And they've all of a sudden pretty much done a Russia, but they weren't the ones that instigated it. Let's just get that cleared up. Hamas are a dangerous terrorist group. There's no denying it. Are Israel being aggressive like right now? Duh, of course they are. There's no denying it. But they kind of more or less have every reason to. Although that being said, they're kind of sort of crossing the line a little bit with their aggression. Whatever way you look at it, it's a tough situation for Israel and indeed for Hamas. Well, not Hamas, for Gaza for that matter, and for Palestine. It's a topsy-turvy world which has deep roots from the Second World War, which I, in my tiny little political brain, cannot even begin to comprehend. So I'm not even going to go down the route of politics. But let's just accept the fact that right now, Israel are officially participating in the Eurovision Song Contest. We have to accept that. They are here, they're here to win, and I have to accept that. And as a diplomatic individual, which I do want to sort of, you know, accept both sides of the argument here, Israel are in it, and I will review their song. Unlike last year, whereby it was a bit more serious nature, this year I will monetize the video because I feel it's only fair and right to sort of keep it fine. And let's face it, there was a lot of Israelis that were like a bit peed off with my follow-up video last year regarding the whole scenario because, let's face it, Israel, in my opinion, were a bit of a dicky last year in terms of their approach to the Eurovision Song Contest behind the scenes. But hopefully this year, things will be fine. If not, then, well, I gave him a second chance. This is the thing. As far as the whole thing is concerned, I'm willing to give Israel a bit of a second chance here to try and clean slate it over, to try and do a proper song, Potentially they might go for the win. If not, so be it. But this year, I'm not 100% certain they're going to go full clean and go non-political when they said they were going to. There are a lot of signs to suggest otherwise. For starters, it's just been released over the past few hours that the actual title of the Israeli song will be New Day Will Rise. It's set to release on March the 9th at 9 p.m. CET, or in my time 8 p.m. because British and GMT for that matter. But either way, New Day Will Rise. Come on. I mean, look. I know there's been a lot of talk to say the EBU have officially approved of this song. But they also approved the song last year, which was just the title difference between October Rain and Hurricane. At the end of the day, both of them are the same song. They were both the same song. Hurricane was, of course, released on the wider scale to the Eurovision Song Contest for everybody to hear on the wide thing. Then October Rain was finally released about a week or so afterwards, where Aidan Golan, who represented them last year, performed it, and it's exactly the same song. Like, you couldn't make it more obvious if you tried. I don't know if this is going to be the same case this year, but there are alarm bells ringing with this one. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe it's completely different, but I don't know. But never mind the fact that the title is going to be huge. But wait till you hear who the artist is. I mean, we've already heard about it a while, but yeah, this makes it a more interesting reading. Because her name is Yuval Raphael, and she happened to be one of the surviving victims of the October 7th. Fuck! Because her name is Yuval Raphael, and fair play to this one, to be fair. Fair play to her big time, because she happens to be one of the surviving victims of the original October 7th attacks. And there's very much a lot of proof in regards to this. You know, there's video recordings, voice recordings of the whole entire thing. And she went through hell during those attacks. Like, fair play to her for coming out of it mostly unscathed. I think she had a few cuts and bruises. I think maybe one injury or something like that, but she's come through it well. And now she's officially gone through a internal selection process of the Israeli broadcaster, and now is officially representing Israel at the Eurovision Song Contest. So fair play to her on that. But again, getting someone that is associated with the attacks into the Eurovision Song Contest, that's even more alarm bells, let's face it. Good luck to her getting booed is all I'm going to say. I guess you could say it's a bit propaganda-y, but that being said, they still want to push the message out to say that they're still strong, they're still here to fight. You know what I mean? I get the vibe and the angle that they're going for. I just 100,000,000% hope that it's not too blatantly obvious it's in regards to the October 7th attack, because the EBU gave them a little bit of a chance last year with regards to Hurricane, which was originally called October Rain. Both of them are practically the same song, but the lyrics are different. Will this be the same? I have no idea, but listen, I will give it a fair shot because I'm a fair man. I'm a man that likes to give second chances in life. Fingers crossed Israel provides us with a second chance to hear it fair and square, and it's not too politically driven. I mean, if it is, then boy oh boy am I going to be literally stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I won't be the first nor the last content creator regarding this. I know there's going to be quite a few content creators out there that will not cover Israel in any way, shape or form, but there's going to be a lot out there that will be feeling absolutely stuck in the middle. Me included, for that matter. And I just hope Israel, after this year, and especially after last year, will just come away from all of this. And I do hope politically that they will try and resolve things in a stable and sure manner, and just come away from all of this sorry mess. And I do hope we have a fair dinkum contest from them this year, as well as the following years. And if they get kicked out, well, that's not my problem, that's Israel's problem, and the EBU for that matter. So, I'll listen to the song, for sure, but it'll be with a heavy conscience on my brain. Oh, you don't make it easy for us now, do you? Both Israel and the EBU, for that matter. This is a message for both of you. Just watch yourselves, alright? Please.